What's going on YouTube? It is Kayak Question. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how to tie the new and improved Santee rig. So if y'all know what a Santee rig is, you got your dragon sinker right here, three-way swivel, got your monofilament leader right here, you got your Rattling float right here tied on, and then you got your circle hook right here. Well, you know what? We're going to toss that thing aside, and I'm going to show y'all an even better way how to tie it. Alright guys, so the supplies y'all will need to tie the new and improved Santee rig is, of course, you're going to need your main line, you're going to need yourselves a dragon sinker right there, you're going to need yourselves a circle hook, a monofilament leader cut about 2.5 foot long, you're going to need yourself some bobber stoppers, you are going to need a three-way swivel. Make sure your three-way swivel is a ball bearing swivel, not a bare oil swivel. And then finally, this is the money maker right here. So this is the Inline Rattling float from Catfish Sumo. And so normally on Rattling floats, you need to tie your line on both sides right here. Well, look at that insert right there. That is for your leader line. So it creates less pinch points for your line. So you are less prone to lose fish. And this float is also a lot bigger, so you are able to drag larger baits. And you hear that? This thing is a lot louder than normal Rattling floats. So all the supplies I have right here will be in the video description if y'all like to pick them up. So let's get right to it. All right, guys, so the first thing you want to do is you want to grab your main line and then your three-way ball bearing swivel. So take your main line and you want to fold it just like that. Make sure you got enough line right there to play around with. Grab your three-way swivel. So what we're going to make is a simple polymer knot. So you see this first loop right here, or first hole? We're going to go through it just like that. And then from here, we're just going to do a simple overhand knot. So we're going to take this line right here, and then we're going to go behind this line right here. And then you see this hole that we made right here? So then this line, we're going to go right through it. We're going to tighten it down. And then you see this hole that we made right here in my left hand? We're going to go through the three-way swivel is going to go through it. So we're going to do it just like that. We want to tighten down our main line, tighten down our tag in, take our scissors, and cut our tag in. So that is the first step. All right, so next thing you want to do is set that three-way swivel aside, and you want to grab your circle hook and then one end of your monofilament leader. So what we are going to make is a no-knot snail. So we are going to go through the bottom part of the eye of the circle hook right here, and then we want to hold this line right here with our left hand. Make sure it don't go anywhere. And then this line right here, we're going to wrap this around the shank of the hook about 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we're going to hold that with our left hand so it don't go anywhere. And then the other end of our monofilament leader, we're going to go through, if I can get it untwisted, we're going to go through the top end of the eye of the hook right there. So I'm going to pull that, and that thing ain't going anywhere. So we're going to grab our bobber stoppers. So with these bobber stoppers, these things are big enough for a 50-pound monofilament leader. I don't personally know if they'll work on like 60, 70, or 80-pound monofilament leader, just because that's just not what I use. But so with this, we're going to go through this little thing right here. All right, so we're going to go through that, and then you want to close, put this bobber stopper right onto the main line right there and go all the way down your leader line. And then you want to leave yourselves about 2 to 3 inches from there. So after that, you want to grab your Rattling float from Catfish Sumo, and then you want to go through the bottom end right here. Just like so, go all the way through, take that all the way down to that bobber stopper right there. And then next thing, you're going to take another one of these bobber stoppers. These things could be a little tricky. All right, got it on there finally. So take this bobber stopper, slide it onto your main line. You're going to put it all the way down to the Rattling float right there. Next thing you want to do is take this part of the three-way swivel right here, and then this is the other end of our leader line. And then we are going to make a clinch knot. So we're going to go through it just like that. Give yourselves a little more line right there to play around with. And then we're going to wrap this around this line about 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to take this end right here, and then I'm going to go through that loop that we made right there when we wrapped the line around our other line. So go through there, and then from right here, do not cinch the line down, because if you cinch it down dry, you're actually going to burn your line, and that's going to weaken it. So what I like to do is use my saliva, wet it down just a little bit. I'm going to pull it. Now, if you don't want to use your saliva, of course, you can use water just to wet the line down. And I'm going to cut my tag in right there. And then the very last thing you want to do, you got your dragon sinker right here. You want to attach it to the other hole of the 3-way swivel. And that is how you tie the new and improved Santee rig. Alright guys, so here is the final results. We got ourselves a 3-way swivel, our dragon sinker right there, monofilament leader, bobber stoppers right there, and then we got our Rattling float from Catfish Sumo, and then we got ourselves our circle hook right there. So one thing I will say about this rig is you do not 100% need these bobber stoppers. It's more of a personal preference kind of thing. So if you did not have these bobber stoppers, then in the water, this float would be all the way up to your circle hook. So again, this is a personal preference thing. If you think about a catfish when it eats a bait, it's going to eat it like this. So and then it's going to inevitably get some of that line. So if this is right up against your hook, well, that catfish is going to feel this rattling float right there. So it could excuse me, it could potentially scare it off or something else. But yeah, that is 100% a personal preference kind of thing. But I hope y'all enjoyed today's video. This is the best Santee rig out there personally. So I hope y'all enjoyed today's video, and don't forget, go catch them. Peace.